Today I wanted to talk about my experience using Tesamorelin for about a month and 10 days. Tesamorelin is a synthetic peptide used to stimulate growth hormone. Tesamorelin is used for a few different things. It is commonly used to reduce visceral fat in HIV patients, as an anti-aging tool, and to improve body composition. I am using it for body recomposition and also as an anti-aging tool. Tesamorelin is injected subcutaneously, depending on your prescription and how you're prescribed to use it. Mine was 5 days on, 2 days off. I would inject Tesamorelin first thing in the morning before eating. And because I didn't want to rush into using Tesamorelin, I wanted to take my time and use it slow and see how my body would react. I only took about 625 micrograms per day before breakfast. I was able to tolerate that dose without any adverse reactions. The Tesamorelin already came constituted for me, so I just had to draw the syringe and use it. The subcutaneous injections are not very painful, as long as you let the alcohol dry. I didn't find them very painful at all. Now, during the time of using Tesamorelin, I wanted to make sure I had the best results possible. And for that reason, I tried my best to have a high protein intake. Obviously, most days I didn't meet that goal, but I tried to have as much protein as I could with a balanced diet, no processed food, no gluten, no dairy as well, and no grains. In addition, I did try to do some exercise, some weightlifting. I also included cryotherapy and red light therapy along with the dietary modifications that I was making to get the best results I could while using Tesamorelin. Now, I didn't notice any major bad side effects while using Tesamorelin. If anything, I did notice maybe just a little bit of malaise here and there, maybe like a feeling of dehydration. But other than that, I didn't notice anything that really stood out. That is partially why I went with a lower dose. I did try to go up a little bit, just a few micrograms, and I noticed that the feeling of dehydration and like mild malaise got a little bit worse. So I went back to the 625 micrograms. Other than that, I didn't notice anything that really stood out as a negative side effect. I would definitely say talk to your doctor, especially if you're sensitive to peptides, medications. A low dose might be best to start off with to see how your body is going to react, especially if you're a very lean person. I'm not a very lean person. I would say that Tesamorelin for me was very effective, even at a lower dose. I just began to see results probably within a week or two. To start out here, some of my results. October 6, 24, my weight was 146.4 pounds. Skeletal muscle mass was 45.2 pounds. Percent body fat was 42.2%, and visceral fat area was 156.3 centimeters squared. On November 30th, 24, my weight was 141.7 pounds, skeletal muscle mass was 47.4 pounds, percent body fat was 37.8%, and visceral fat area was 131 centimeters squared. Total loss, weight 4.7 pounds, skeletal muscle mass 2.2 pounds, percent body fat 4.4%, visceral fat area 25.3 centimeters squared. Looking at the segmental fat loss, the right arm was 0.9 pounds, left arm 0.9, trunk 3.3 pounds, right leg 1.5, and left leg 1.5. As you can see, the majority of the fat loss was from the trunk area, which was the goal to lose the visceral fat. So some of the benefits that I noticed while using Tesamorelin was the body recomposition benefits, the weight loss benefit. I didn't see any significant improvement in sleep. If anything, I just noticed maybe that I needed less sleep. I just started my second round of Tesamorelin and I'm already noticing that effect again. I only needed about 6.5 hours today. I felt rested and I didn't feel tired, which is very odd for me. I typically really need the 8 hours. I don't necessarily feel like I'm getting lesser quality sleep, just less sleep. So I just want to reiterate that this is just my personal experience. Your use of Tesamorelin might be completely different than mine. I'm very thankful that for me it has been positive, and I think part of the key has been to start at a very low dose and not to overdo it, to not become overeager with using Tesamorelin and just using the minimal dose needed to get the desired effect. I hope this video was beneficial to you in some way and that you were able to gain some insight into whether Tesamorelin is a good option for you. And as always, this is not medical advice, this is just my personal experience. If you'd like to support my channel, please subscribe and give it a like.